We begin tonight with continuing coverage as the trial of Stephen Burgoyne took a turn today. What was once a trial about that night in October 2016 and the deadly car crash is now a trial about the life of the man who struck and killed 5 teenagers. Today, jurors heard from people close to Burgoyne and those who interacted with him shortly after the crash. Local 22's Stacey DeSilva joins us now live outside the courtroom with the latest. Stacey?
Good evening, Glenn. Burgoyne's attorneys are arguing that he was insane at the time of the crash. Today, the mother of his child, as well as a friend, testified that Burgoyne's mood had changed over the years. He was often angry and stressed out about money. ANILA Lawrence on the stand, visibly upset, not looking at attorneys questioning her. She's the mother of Stephen Burgoyne's daughter.
He started getting more angry and, like I said, stressed out over monetary issues.
And how about his mood?
Fluctuated.
Lawrence was the first witness in Burgoyne's defense. Burgoyne's ex-fiance says over the years his behavior changed. She says a doctor recommended he take antidepressants, but Burgoyne refused.
It just wasn't like him to not want to work and be out with his friends. And when I first met him, he used to do guys' night and poker night and stuff like that.
She says Burgoyne assaulted her twice. After the second time, he drove erratically through Burlington area streets with Lawrence and their daughter in the car. Then he threatened to drive them into a pond.
And he said, fine, we can all just go together and we'll all just die in the pond.
Correct.
After this incident, Lawrence got a restraining order and Burgoyne was charged. His visitation with their daughter was limited to 1 hour a week, right through to the 2016 crash that killed 5 teenagers: Eli Brookins, Mary Harris, Cyrus Zhao, Liam Hale, and Janie Kazi.
Do you remember telling Ms. Kiley that when people were saying he's trying to kill himself, that was not him at all?
Correct.
Burgoyne's attorney Robert Kadam says he was delusional at the time of the crash. Prosecutors asked about that.
Did the defendant ever talk to you about helicopters following him?
No.
Anything about the FBI?
No.
Or being under surveillance?
No.
ALEN COSABIC is a friend of Burgoyne's. He saw him in the days leading up to the crash. Burgoyne had just quit his job.
And how did he appear to you during that week?
Same, stressed out, financial issues, problems with ANILA.
Okay. Was it more or less stressed out than he usually was?
I would say more, a little more.
The first week of the Burgoyne trial ended with the defense showing this dash cam video from the night of the crash.
You had me going like 100 miles an hour.
I know, it's okay.
And Heinsberg Police Chief Frank Koss's body cam video showing Burgoyne on the ground. An EMT who traveled with Burgoyne to the hospital the night of the crash said he was mistaking her for somebody else. He asked her if she had dyed her hair and they had never met. However, during cross-examination, she said that is common for people involved in crashes of this magnitude. Now Monday, defense calls its own crash reconstructionist as well as Dr. David Rosemarin, who determined Burgoyne was insane at the time of the crash. Reporting live in Burlington, Stacey DeSilva, Local 22 News. Glenn?